All right. Hello everybody. Welcome. This is the Vet Podcast. I'm your host, Jamie Hunter, aka J Hunterville. We got Kadeem here, aka Del Pesh.
Yo, what's going on?
And this month we are talking about, money, finances, and different things. Um, we did a little 2 week intro of different type of income and our financial situations and stuff like that. But hey, I'm gonna say off the riff, I don't know much about money. That's why I had to bring professionals in to come and um speak about it and speak about things I don't know nothing about. So
Yeah,
we have, we have our special guest here, which is Shaq Hall.
check all.
Yes, sir.
Good night. Good night.
And good night.
Nice,
Thank
nice.
you. Thank you for coming here. Thank you for being a part of this. Um just we me and you spoke on the phone already. But like we're just gonna go through the questions we have here. So like tell us about yourself.
All right. So go by the name of Shaq Hall, about 26 years old. Sorry, out of Toronto, Canada area. And I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I have a lot of different uh investments, businesses that I'm operating. I like to call myself a serial entrepreneur as well too, where
Mhm.
I start, sell businesses and kind of pivot and making sure that I'm making my money work for me.
Mm,
So a little bit about myself is I used to work for a financial institution, or I used to work for a bank. I was a financial
Mm.
advisor for about 3 years.
mm.
So I'm very versed in the financial world. Also went to school, University of Windsor. Shout out to them.
Oh wow.
Graduated with honors, did business out of there, and studied accounting, but ended up in the financial world and just kind of endeavored into being an entrepreneur full time now, and a
Mhm.
full time real estate investor, mentor, coach, also a tutor as well too. So that's a little bit about myself.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. That's hey, I did not know all this, so I'm glad to know that. What is your background?
Background in terms of where I was born or my parents,
Yeah,
like
where's your born, your
okay,
parents?
so parents are Jamaican, both a mom and dad,
Okay.
and yeah, but was born in Canada. I was actually the only one out of my direct siblings that I grew up with, born in Canada. So yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. What was your favorite food when you were young?
Favorite food when I was young. That's a good question.
Hmm.
That's a good question. Specifically, I like my Jamaican dishes. I like my rice and peas and oxtail. Um,
Okay.
That's a
that's
that's a
kind of my
back-to-back
go-to.
answer. Our two previous guests have said the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
Everybody said oxtail
So
so
let me
far,
something
so
different then. Rice and peas and oxtail. That's my different. That's really my favorite one. But like other than that, growing up, not having much,
mhm.
it was KD macaroni and cheese and probably pizza. Those are my things.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I can,
That
yeah.
is the go-to, man. That's the
Yeah.
go-to.
That good KD with some hot dogs caught up in there and cheese on it.
Oh,
I'm
Jeez,
telling you,
guys
that's
saying
classic.
yo,
it. Yes, trust me, trust me.
That
That's always been the go-to for like most of the people I know so far.
definitely.
that is the yo. Okay, it don't taste the same today though. That's a thing. They changed the formula, so
They changed the formula.
yeah, it don't taste the
No, it
same.
didn't. Yo, I had it the other day and it was fine. It was
Really?
perfect. Yeah, man.
I
Oh,
switched it up a little bit. I try like a white cheddar one here and there when
Yeah,
I'm
the white
ready.
cheddar. They got some spicy cheddar now too. Like
oh,
it's
Yeah.
fire. Yeah,
Hmm.
man. Listen,
Good stuff.
I don't make enough. Like, listen, I'm not too good enough to eat KD. I still eat KD every now and then.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. There's nothing wrong.
Mhm.
um, what lessons did you learn about wealth and money as a child that you still utilize today?
It's a really good question. When it comes to wealth and money, when not having it, I always
Mhm.
understood that you got to get it. And I definitely learned from my mom who was working multiple different jobs. But that work ethic definitely, came across for me and I developed that. But I also understood seeing doing that growing up, my mom never had much time to like, spend time with me. She was always at work. And then growing up, like, especially Monday through Friday, it was my brothers and sisters after school that are kind of raising me. So one thing that
Right.
I did understood was why is somebody that were working two jobs or three jobs have no money when someone can work one job or someone can actually have a business and literally be financially free. So one thing I did learn, I realized that rich people don't work for money. They don't trade their time for money. They allow their money to work for them. So they don't chase money, they make their money work for them. So that's one thing I've learned, at a young age. And I also developed it from, reading and understanding. Or one of the books that kind of changed my perspective on money. The first book kind of that helped with that was called Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
That seems to be the go-to book. Rich Dad
It
Poor
is,
Dad, yeah.
it is definitely a go-to book for anybody that needs to understand how rich and wealthy people think and how society has kind of trained everybody to think. So it's a very powerful financial book. That's why it's one New York Times bestseller. There's so much different things around that brand specifically. But you're gonna hear a lot of different people talk about that book. That book is very, very powerful.
Yes, that's definitely a great book. I have to get back to it. That's one thing. I don't really read that much. I usually have audiobooks, and I was listening to it so far. And yeah, it does switch my mind on having your own business and switching that concept like upside down. It turns it upside down. I could say that for sure. Yeah, so like you already said what your first job was. So what did you do now? Is it you're basically an entrepreneur now? It's not
Oh
really.
no, I didn't say what my first job. My first
Oh,
job
sorry.
was that working at a bank wasn't my first job. My first job was
Oh.
actually believe it or not, I think I was on an assembly line or something when I was like 18. So I was working on an assembly line. I was working for this company. I think it's called, I can't remember the name of it, but it used to produce aluminum. And I was just basically on an assembly line, just trying to make some money. It was actually through an agency as well too. And I kid you not, I've never experienced a level of tiredness for my first job that I've ever experienced anywhere. I never thought it was possible to fall asleep standing up. Right.
Oh,
So
wow.
I was literally on the
Oh
assembly line,
man.
falling asleep standing up. Those 12-hour shifts, 7 to 7,
Woo.
4 days a week. The money was good. So I could only imagine what the agency was getting on top of my head, off of every paycheck that I was getting. But it was something to survive, and I knew that I was going to university the following year, and I needed money, to go away from home. So that was my very, very first job, working at a factory, an assembly line. First real job there, that is.
That's crazy. Learning it from young, 12-hour shifts at 18. I respect you for that, man. I've learned that. I've been doing that maybe when I was like 26, started doing 12-hour days. And I'm just like, gosh, I can only imagine the people that were younger that were just doing that. It's crazy. But hey, you got the money. It helps. Trust me, if you have that mindset to just keep pushing through that, it's an amazing thing. So my other question was, what is your main source of income, or what is your most valuable source?
Okay, so that's really tough for me to answer. But my main if I were to have to like narrow it down and look at it, will be through trading. Trading my money in the financial markets. Whether it be through cryptocurrency, gold or oil and silver on the markets, or through foreign exchange market. So trading my money in the financial markets is probably my main source of income. Right now, currently, it does fluctuate and change. So, there's maybe a real estate transaction that may come in as well too. So we do a few different things on the side. So the main I would say is definitely trading. Trading.
Just a quick sidebar.
Yeah.
What did you think about the GME, AMC, BB fiasco with Robinhood and that whole scenario of like, it's almost like the higher up stepped in to stop like the common man almost.
Yeah, so I don't know too much on it. I don't like to comment on things I don't know too much about, but I did kind of oversee it, look a little bit into some of the information, but I wasn't deep diving into it. But essentially, from what I do know, from what I do hear as well too, it's a group of people who are manipulating the market, who had a lot of money, whether pumping and dumping. And my biggest thing for people who are watching this podcast, for people who don't know anything when it comes to trading or investing, is always doing your proper research, your due diligence, and learning about things before you get in. Because I pretty much heard that it ended up crashing as well too. So a lot of people lost some money. And which always happens. This is why most people are not successful when it comes to trying to get involved when it comes to investing in the financial markets, because they don't know. They're basing it off of hype. They're following the news. And I always follow a quote from Warren Buffett for anything. So to kind of answer that question, I don't know too much, so I can't really comment. But he says, be fearful when others are greedy, and be greedy when others are fearful. You always want to do the opposite of the masses.
When it, I'm not gonna lie, like don't know much about stocks. I always had a fear when it came to it. I had a fear when it comes to like, when it comes to just money as a whole. Like I've always struggled with money. I still work a 9 to 5 here and there, and it's like when you hear about stocks, when you hear about investments, you hear about the risk, you hear about the reward, you hear about all these things. So my question is like, what mindset do you think people need to have to be financially successful?
Really good question. To be honest with you, what mindset would they need to have? They gotta have a vision for themselves. Most people are scared about money because growing up, most of us never had it, right? And it's not a conversation that was had at the dinner table. If it was talked about money, it was a bad thing. It's how much money do I owe? Oh, I have that bill to pay. It was a negative mindset thing when it comes to money. So conditionally, everybody, for the most part, especially the ones that look like us, our hue, we're brought up to think of it as negative. But money is actually a great thing because it's a vehicle to fund whatever you want, right? So they always tell you, money is the root of all evil. No, it's not. Money is not. It's the people who are bad people that have a lot of money that do bad things. I feel like money enhances the type of person who you are.
I'm the same philosophy. Yeah.
Love of money is definitely the root of all evil. You don't have to love money. Understand it's a vehicle to fund whatever you want. So in terms of the mindset, you have to have a mindset of knowing exactly what you want in this world. So if it's to become a millionaire, which is that's kind of my goal, or if it's to make 6 figures or make a specific amount, let's say $50,000 for the year, right? You have to have a goal in mind and have a mindset that you're going to attract it, and money comes to you easily and effortlessly, and through multiple sources of income. Because understand, one source of income is way too close to zero. So you have to have a positive mindset of thinking about money and attracting money into your life in multiple different ways. So let's just give this example right now. You guys are just starting off your podcast. I'm not too sure how long you have been doing it, but let's just say, you're working your 9 to 5 and you enjoy having people on, talking about money, interacting and networking with other people. You have to start to think of this podcast as the next big thing. So that way people can come to you and put ads on your podcast. Or imagine, big brands coming to you and say, hey, listen, the Vent podcast is popping. People are watching. We have over 100,000 viewers. This is something that I can see us making a lot of money for, and it can make it big time. Maybe even packaging it up and selling it to a Netflix, packaging it up, selling it to, I don't know, some type of media company. So it's all about thinking big, being realistic with your goals, and having a positive mindset when it comes to attracting money multiple different ways. But if you don't think about it, if you don't attract it, it won't come to you. And I always say what your focus is on, what you focus on, how does it go again? What you focus on grows, essentially. So if you focus on making more money, you're gonna make more money as long as you believe that. If you focus on saying I don't have a bad relationship with money doesn't come to me, I'm unlucky. Unfortunately, you're always gonna be an unlucky person, and things good are not gonna happen to you. So it's all about mindset, and especially I learned that as an entrepreneur, because as an entrepreneur, I consider us like professional firefighters, right? Problems happen, and we have to put them out. We have to continuously put them out, and you have to have thick skin and short-term memory loss. You're as good as your last best performance, in a sense. So it's all about positive mindset. It's kind of hard to pinpoint, but for most people in this world, they're not clear. They don't know exactly what they want. You have to be specific. You have to have a clear vision of what you want, and then of course you have to think about money positively, because money, again, or anything in life, whether it be physical or spiritual, you gotta have the spiritual side in order to have it in the physical. So, just changing the mindset of money, and then educating yourself as well too. If you look at the rich people in the world, they do a lot of reading, they study a lot. Their mindset has changed as well too. And one of the books that I always recommend too for people who are looking to attract money in their life and to make a lot of money is a book called Think and Grow Rich. And I think it's perfectly titled as well too. You have to think first and then grow rich. And this book has been around for like 60 years by Napoleon Hill, been passed down. They call it Money Bible. So it's definitely a good tool that can help a lot of people learn how to think wealthy before they can attract it in their life.
I just want to say thank you for stating that, because the reason why I asked that question, because I wrote financially successful, because a lot of people, even myself, are just breaking even. It's like financially stable. They just want to be able to break even, pay their bills. They're not really dreaming any bigger than that. You know what I mean? And some people don't see that it's possible. That's why it's like, it's not easy to even have that mindset to develop that. So I just want to say thank you for bringing that up.
Now,
Yeah,
I
for
have
sure.
Think and Grow Rich. I need to finish that up,
so
but like I'm
you
currently,
have two audiobooks right now with the.
I haven't
Gotta
got to
catch up,
them yet.
man. Gotta catch
The
up.
one
Like,
I'm on right now is what is it? The Richest Man in Babylon.
Oh,
That's
that's
one
a
I've been.
phenomenal book. Phenomenal book.
Mhm. That's the one I've been reading, listening to so far. So
Yeah,
I
phenomenal book.
have I need to get back on my
now let
my
me.
reading.
Now we're gonna get our other co-host in here, so let me just ease in
So, so,
Z,
so go back to your point
if she
while we're
is
getting the other
there.
focus on.
Mhm.
In order to have more in your life, you gotta want more. All right. Some people are satisfied with breaking even, but I truly believe it's okay. But I truly believe that in this day and age, in our life, in this world, I feel like everybody's meant for more. I feel like we're all kings and queens. We all deserve to have abundance in this world, and money should be the last of our worries. But unfortunately, a lot of people, they think about money, and that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of divorces happen. It's probably one of the reasons why, relationships don't work out, or, maybe stop them from an opportunity from growing even bigger than they could be. Maybe close some doors. So just having an extra amount of money or surplus of money, I know can help a lot of different individuals as well. So, in order to want more, in order to have more, you gotta want more. And it has to happen from a burning desire of, trying to be, something, whatever it is that you desire. Everybody has a worthy ideal that they're looking to obtain, right? So that's my 2 cents regarding that too.
Especially with the
Mhm.
COVID right now, because people just can't. Yeah, because with everything closed, people's jobs are impacted. So I'm seeing a lot of relationship hardships right now. A lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of mental health issues as well too. So,
Oh yeah.
people gotta really find what truly makes them happy and do a lot of self digging. Like these times right now, you have the time. The excuse before people are saying I don't have the time to do this. You got the time, right? So
We got a
now
lot.
it's studying, it's learning about different things. It's maybe learning a new language that you wanted to do. It's maybe learning a new skill set, maybe learning how to code. I don't know, like just something with this time that can do something beneficial for your future. All right. So no, man, it's really you got to really take advantage of this day and kind of look at how this economy is being affected, because whether you like it or not, things are gonna go up, things are gonna get harder, so you gotta definitely think about how to, make more money in this world, because I don't know if you guys will realize it, I don't know if you guys get groceries or not, but we're entering some type of hyperinflation, right? Things are costing a little bit more as well too.
It's yeah.
Prices of real estate are costing them more. And some of us, like millennials, are thinking about how am I gonna purchase a first home, right? You gotta make more money. You gotta get your credit up. You gotta understand those are important of creating wealth. So yeah, man, staying active during these times and using it productively instead of just playing video games or watching Netflix, because Netflix is already rich. PlayStation are already rich. These corporations are already rich. You got to definitely, do something for yourself that your future self will thank you for.
Mhm. Hey, I just want to say, like, COVID has been like, I can say, as much as it's been like a crazy pandemic, it has been a wake up call for a lot of people,
Oh yeah.
for everybody to be entrepreneurs, figure out how they're gonna survive, how they're gonna manipulate and move and adapt to this type of situation. You know what I mean?
And for the
And
future too.
of course, like that's why I think this month, we have done this whole financial month. I want to say Nerd Z was actually the person. I'm glad she's
The
here.
helm out of
That
it.
said, hey, we should talk about money. You know what I mean? So Zakia, she's the one that actually brought
Hey,
that up. Welcome, welcome.
hey.
I think she just came back from making some more money.
That's
So,
right.
but hey, we ain't
Right.
gonna talk about that. But um, I could say one big thing that I could say it has been like a big, like, I don't know if it's a trend or whatever you want to call it, but it's stocks. I don't know much about stocks, but since the pandemic, everybody's saying, yo, I'm in this. I know this type of stock. Everybody's watching stocks. Everybody's making maybe at $40. Maybe your people are losing, but I don't think people really know what a stock is. It's just like, oh, that's just you put money in and you get money out. So just simple questions here is what is a stock?
So before we get into what is a stock, the reason why people are looking for more opportunities to make money is because, again, the world kind of shut down. You know, this pandemic came and by storm, and people are realizing, one source of income is too close to zero. So we got to understand that it's about creating multiple sources of income and not relying on this corporation. Because if you die tomorrow, people are going to be sad. Don't get me wrong, but they're going to replace you within 24 hours, right? So understand these corporations don't love you. They don't care about you. Some of them probably don't even know you have a family, they probably know your last name because you're registered through your SIN number, but they don't care about anything that you got going on. So people are waking up and realizing, okay, in this digital space, I got to make my money work for me. For every dollar I have, I got to put it to work. So not only that is this government is printing money, similar to the last topic I was talking about, right? They're printing money. And what happens when they print this false money that's not really worth nothing? Our dollar value drops and prices raise. So what's it called again?
Inflation.
Minimum wage rates are gonna go up, but that affects the economy as well too, in a lot of bad ways. But that's a topic for another conversation. But in terms of stocks, now people have extra stimulus checks that they want to put towards something to make it grow. They actually finally have a little bit of extra surplus, like we're talking about. Let me see what I can do on this market. All of a sudden, everybody's popping up as experts. Oh, I'm doing this. I'm in this. Yo, you should jump into this. Yo, you should create a wall symbol. Robinhood. And again, like I was going back and saying before, it's all about education and educating yourself to make sure you're in the right hands and learning the right things. But when it comes to stocks is very simple. You're investing into a company. That's it. A stocks is the ownership of a company. So when you purchase a stocks, whatever brokerage it is, you own a percentage of that company as it grows. So as it grows, you make money. If it goes bankrupt, unfortunately, you lose money for whatever you invested.
Like Sears.
Yeah. So when you're purchasing the stocks, you're getting a share of a company. Right. That's essentially what stocks is. You're getting a share of a company. You're investing into a financial institution that is now publicly traded. That to keep it kind of short, because that's a very big question of what a stock is. So, when you go to the store and you buy something, you're purchasing an item that they're actually selling. But let's say, you go to Nike and you buy some shoes, you're buying something from the company. Yeah, you're helping them generate revenue, but owning something like Nike stock, now you're owning a share of the company. And I think that's more powerful than actually just becoming a consumer. Just ownership should be key as well.
Z, you had a question?
Yeah, I do. So for Shaq, now, how would you explain this to a parent who wants to explain this to their child? What a stock is?
Yeah, I have a bad habit of just like throwing out information, but let me bring it down.
It's all good.
Let me bring it down. All right, perfect. So a stock is a percentage, just ownership of either a corporation or some type of business that's operated in the public world of exchange. And there's multiple different exchanges around. So there's like the New York Stock Exchange. There is the TSX Toronto Stock Exchange, right? There's different exchanges across the world. So you're owning a piece of a company, whether it be McDonald's, Walmart, and you buying it at a specific price based on supply and demand. That's it, to keep it kind of short, simple. You're owning a piece of a company. So, yeah. Does that bring it down?
To all the parents out there who are listening.
Yeah, make sure. Yes,
explain it to their children, right?
Yeah.
That's why.
So all it is ownership in a company. That's it.
So basically, you show an example with Skittles. You basically say, this is the company. You're buying a stock that's one Skittle, or half a Skittle, or a quarter of a Skittle, and then, the same thing.
Yeah, and as Skittle rises, your money makes money. Skittle is no longer Skittles anymore. Fortunately, your money's gone.
You're gone. Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to like sidetrack from the question we have, but like a lot of people, I hear people buying stocks, right? And it's like stocks. I'm hearing all these different type of stocks, different type of companies. A lot of people are going for these big companies. Then there's penny stocks. One thing I don't really know much about is like dividends. Is there any way, like, I don't understand that all the way. Is there any way you can explain that? Dividends?
So dividends is just another form of making money through a stock. So basically, dividends, companies pay out dividends based on the company's performance. So I don't know, name a company for me and I'll kind of break it down for you.
McDonald's.
Apple.
Apple, perfect. Apple has a phenomenal year. They produce 100 billion worth of revenue, right? So their expenses now, let's say, are 50 billion. So they net about 50 billion for the year. Now they have surplus to actually pay back the owners of the company. Because remember, a CEO that works for a company, they don't own the entire company. They probably have some profit sharing through the company, but they don't own the company. The company who owns the companies are the shareholders.
The shareholders, yeah.
So, and this is the reason why too is I'm not here to bash any jobs because I'm not the type of person. But understand, when you're working for a company, if you don't own any shares for that company you work for, you really don't. You really don't own nothing. You're literally just trading your time for money, and you have nothing invested, no skin in the game into that corporation as well too. But my whole point is, when it comes to that dividends, they pay out a specific amount, what they're able to, whatever they're able to net, it's a certain ratio. And if you do diligence on any stock that produces dividends, you'll see a percentage called dividend yield. So based on the amount of stocks that you own, you get a percentage of dividends back. So let's say I own 100 shares of Apple, and Apple netted $50 billion for the year. And let's say they want to pay out their shareholders 5% dividend yield for the year. So based on that 50 billion, they're gonna pay out 5% to their shareholders as a payment and saying, hey, thanks for owning us, buy more, use this dividends for whatever you want. Most people kind of use it to reinvest back into the dividends to own more shares. So it's just another source of income that you can get from actually holding stocks. Personally, right now, my stock portfolio is filled with companies that pay dividends because I'm not so active in the stock market. I'm more active in the crypto market and foreign exchange.
Okay. Thank you for telling us about the stocks. Now it's starting to make sense. It's starting to make sense.
So just just think of it as another source of income for actually holding or owning a piece of a company.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Now I got to do what's important, I guess, is just research on the company.
That's what I'm saying.
Going.
Yeah. So when you talked about GME and all GameStop and the whole
AMC theaters,
too, the reason why people lost money is because they didn't do the due diligence. You have to do your due diligence on your companies that you're investing into. Invest in companies that you like or that you care about, that you're gonna follow up with, that you understand who owns the company. Because if you follow, people all the time, you may get yourself in a hole, and you can't just trust any person. You just gotta do your due diligence, understand what you're getting involved into, understand what company you're investing into, and you're responsible for wherever you put your dollar. So when it comes to that, understand, once you're a public traded company, all the information is online. I can see how much they netted for the year. I can see who owns the company. I can see the visions for the company. I can see the notes in their financial statements, whether their balance sheet, their income statement, their expenses. I can see everything when it comes to the company, and they usually have it in a document called an annual statement. And
I didn't know. That's actually a very good
single company as well. So yes, you can get information online, but you can actually get it from the primary source resources from these companies as well too. So yeah, I strongly suggest, that's the problem with people, is like they're always looking for a quick flip. They don't have the long-term mentality, and they fail to do their own due diligence when it comes to these companies as well too. And yeah, my strongest advice for anybody watching this that wants to get involved in the stock market: invest in the things that you care about. Invest in the things that you're using all the time. Whether it be Apple, and this is why people go for the bigger companies, because it's more of a safe bet. Yes, it's more expensive, but they do see the value in it long term.
I say you can't.
Okay.
I don't think you can ever lose with medicine, because medicine always has to get better at a certain point. There's always technology invested in medicine, so to me that sounds like a safe stock to always put money in.
Safe for me is banks, to be honest with you. They're designed to win. But
banks.
Yeah,
medicines are
banks
pretty
decide
good
to
for the
hold
most
money.
part. Medicines are pretty good for the most part, but you have to understand sometimes these medicine companies come in and they're gone as well too. Let's just say, you know, and you know, I don't want to get too political on these calls as well too, but is medicine really helping the people? Or is it a company that just wants to make money? It's just curing you temporarily to keep them, you know, rich. And a lot of these medical companies, you know, they're tied to politics, right? So, you know, that's why certain of them win and certain of them lose as well too. You know, depending how much, you know, a lot of different things. But in terms of safe bets, you know, you want to look at different sectors as well too. Medical may be one where I have friends that made $1 million literally off of medicine products, like getting in low at a couple cents and it shot up to $300. Right. So medicine stocks is maybe something that you may want to look into. But again, do your due diligence and get into a company that you see the value in, or you're probably using their products, or you know it's not going anywhere long term, because the stocks is designed to create wealth for you long term. All right. So, but yeah, different sectors. Like for me, I like banks. I love tech. Definitely tech is huge. Services, you know, kind of like Bell Rogers. You know, utilities like Enbridge and you know, Electra. All these companies. They're you have to look at, when it comes to investing, you have to look at what's needed and what's wanted. What do we need for society to work? Right now we're on what, Zoom and YouTube. These stocks since the pandemic have gone up. I did a money I give it to the public. I'll do a short plug on here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that I give a free to the world, like to plug in and just get financial literacy, because I realize a lot of people lack financial literacy. You know, a lot of people know nothing about money. And I don't blame anybody, because the school system is designed to keep you as an employee, is designed to you know, limit how much you know, right? And they don't teach you all this stuff that I've learned that I passed on to other people. But where was I going with this again? Talking about
stocks, money. What was it? Jeez, I'm just here being motivated.
We're talking about stocks. We're talking about different sectors.
Different sectors. Yes. That's what it was.
Sectors that just make sense, that are value oriented. And I did a money call, but this is why I plugged it in as well too. Last year around this, or actually in April, so closely around this time, and I'm like, guys, this is a pandemic. People are unable to go to school. People are unable to go to work. You see Zoom, invest into that. I think it was like $100 at the time. Now it's like $300. So even if guys, they tripled their money, right? So it's just, you have to pay attention to the signs. A lot of people are living, but are not really woke. They follow the news too much. Like, you got to look at things that have value right now and just follow the trends. If you follow the trends, you can just make money by following trends, literally, right? And doing your proper research. So Zoom, YouTube, you know, all these service companies have gone through the roof just by investing into it, right? Just throw a bit of money into it, right? So I always tell people too that don't know anything about money, like, when you get $1, understand, you know, it's what you do with that dollar. Don't always look to spend first, because rich and wealthy people, they invest first, they spend later, right? They take their dollar and they make their dollar work for them. And when you look at the word spend too, the last 3 letters ends with N. So your money's actually dead when you spend money. But when you invest it, you're planting a seed and it's growing for you.
Wow, that was some lyrics right there.
I was like, okay.
You know?
Hey,
wow.
I spend West End. Boy, that's speaking of my bank. Anyway, cryptocurrency. I don't know if, like, I've heard about these cryptocurrencies. I don't know what it is. I've heard of Bitcoin. You know what buns me? I heard about Bitcoin like decades ago, you know. And
it's pretty old, yeah.
What are you guys, like, I remember just being like, what are you guys talking about? Like, what? Something that's better than money? And it never made any sense. And it was cheap then. And I'm like, I don't think I'm going to just throw my money there, especially in college. And then now I'm hearing people fight and spend thousands of dollars for a piece of a coin. So
we showed this.
You have to explain this to me.
We showed this last week, but I'm going to put it on my screen. Hold on, give me a second.
What is cryptocurrency?
For sure. You said you're sharing your screen?
Yeah,
What are you
because
showing, Delvesh?
so the last episode we showed how much the current value of a Bitcoin is.
Oh yeah, it's
So
like over 16,000. Yeah.
try again, Z. It's no, it's so in Canadian
I'm
terms,
talking
it's
Canadian or talking US?
so yeah. So Canadian would be $71,605,
Oh, wow. Yeah.
and for United States that would be around.
Now I gotta look at my wallet.
57.
Whoa.
You're looking at 57,196
You know what the crazy part is, Jamie? The
US.
crazy part is, Jamie, the amount of times I hear that exact same line. Yo, I knew about Bitcoin when it was,
And
and you gonna hear that. You gonna hear that from your kids as well too.
oh,
I truly don't blame nobody if they miss out on this wave right now, because I feel like everybody should be involved and learn a little bit when it comes to cryptocurrency. And I don't want to plug too much, but you know, I have a team, I have an association that helps educate people, and give them a platform where they can learn about these type of stuff so they can get involved and participate. But unfortunately, a lot of people, they hear about it, but their fear allows them to stop of learning about how to invest or how to actually trade their money in the currency. Unfortunately, you know, Bitcoin was there. You know, I think it was 2010 that it was created.
Mhm.
But unfortunately, when it was first, you know, in this world, a lot of people who knew about it were doing illegal transaction. It was like it was in the black market, so it was frowned upon to
right.
use cryptocurrency because it was something that was revolutionary. It's based on technology that nobody can track. Right? It's literally peer to peer, and it's based on code off of a technology called blockchain. Right? Which is, you know, for my accountants on the call, it's an online ledger that, you know, can track transactions. So if I'm sending money to you, Jamie, right? You know, it's all on the blockchain for the world to see, but they just don't know who owns which wallet. They have each wallet address, and it's tracked on this blockchain technology that is open source for everybody to see. So that's what it is in a nutshell. Cryptocurrency is just another form of currency that is completely digital, and it's based on either technology of blockchain or some type of use case that's helping our society run and making it more easier and more convenient for the average person.
And just a quick note: blockchain is basically the, I guess this the security of cryptocurrency, basically.
Yeah, you're on Google right now. Blockchain is literally the interface of how Bitcoin is able to run.
Okay.
It's just basically a ledger transaction that allows exactly what it sounds. It's a chain of blocks of transactions of different cryptocurrencies moving. But primarily, you know, the main one that everybody knows about is Bitcoin. But there's so much other coins out there. I think there's like over 6,000 altcoins out there in the market.
Oh, wow.
So,
Yes.
you know, a lot of opportunities for people to learn about, make some money off of. And, you know, it's changing the world. I don't know if you guys know anything about Akon or even, you know, Amsterdam as well. There's cities that are being developed that are run through cryptocurrency. And it's just going to advance as well, too, where it's more of a utility token. So a great segue from what we were talking about before. Our dollar value is dropping. You can look at the Canadian versus US dollar. You can look at, you know, them printing money, the stimulus checks and all that type of stuff. And then you look at cryptocurrency and it's just going up. So now this is like a hedge against inflation. So this is why they're calling, you know, Bitcoin the digital gold, right? You know, it's another form that a lot of wealthy people are putting their money to make sure that they're saving their dollar value, because our dollar value is actually dropping and these things are going up and it's holding more value, more stable than the actual, you know, fiat cash that we have.
Okay. Now, okay, because I don't know, just me tell you the truth, just listening about cryptocurrency, it just sounds like new currency coming in.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I like before we were using encyclopedias, we heard about the internet. Now we're in the age that we have internet.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
everywhere.
We never thought that, hey, people in the past or people like me would have never thought that, you know, at the time that, you know, we would be going against cryptocurrency and what is that? You know, I have this, you know what I mean? So I guess it's just being informed and understand that, you know, in the end, certain things are going to end. Like Blockbuster never thought that Netflix was going to be such a big thing. You know what I mean? And now Netflix is doing Blockbuster documentary, which is kind of low-key shady, but at the end of the day, it's
They
one of
could
those
have they
things
could have
that's
bought
like
them.
things
Yep.
adapt, things grow, and things develop, right? So when it comes to cryptocurrency, I guess the different coins is basically like stocks with different sectors, I guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. Honestly,
Okay.
they're on point for the most part. Different
Mhm.
coins, there's different sectors in it. So, there's NFTs, there's decentralized current tokens. There's different utility tokens that based on storage, based on privacy protection.
Oh,
There's one based on tech. There's a bunch of different things. But yeah, the coins have different utilities, but they're based off of the technology on different blockchains. But yeah, I do see that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is like another wave, like the internet, or what did change the world, or like how TV took out the radio. You know what I mean? Or like how Spotify and Apple Music, the digital space, kind of took out CDs and MP3
right.
players. So it's just what time everything changes, everything advances. So I do feel like it may not be in our lifetime or maybe towards our end of our lifetime, but our children's are going to be talking about, we're looking at price right now, and some may see this is at a very high, expensive price for Bitcoin. But in the future, Bitcoin could be worth possibly $1 million a coin. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
imagine you getting that 70,000 and now $1 million. So that's less than what 10%. So it's understand there's a lot more room for growth. And to understand with Bitcoin, there's only 22 million that are created. It's designed specifically with only 22 million, right? So there's only a specific amount of supply, and you know what happens with, well, I shouldn't say, I shouldn't assume it, but how things work is supply and demand. So if
Right.
there's a lot of demand and there's short supply, prices are going to go through the roof. Vice versa, if there's low demand and high supply, nobody's not going to want it. All right. So with crypto, Bitcoin is just the main, but there's other things like Ethereum, where I think has, is number two. And it's like the
Mhm.
gold to the silver, but Ethereum is undervalued right now. It's still about $2,000. And some people say that's a lot of money, $2,000. You don't have to have a whole full $2,000. There's a difference between this and stocks. Cryptocurrency, you can have $100 and you can get 0.0001% of a coin. And the biggest way
Okay.
for everybody to get involved is literally just to participate. Find a wallet that you can get involved with. Put $10 in there. Who knows what it can turn into? And then you're gonna follow along with it. When you're invested into it, you're gonna start to do your own due diligence and see how valuable this thing is. Right. So understand it's changing the world. And I truly believe right now we're in the biggest wealth transfer in the world right now. And
Yeah.
it happens every 4 years, right? Every 4 years. They designed it, especially with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency specifically, to have a halving event, which basically limits the amount of accessibility for cryptocurrency.
Mhm.
And it basically shoots the supply, or it keeps the demand a bit higher because there's less supply. And essentially every 4 years, there's always a shift financially that happens. And we're in one of them right now. We're in one of them where people can put their money in, learn about this thing, and get involved. And you don't have to have, again, a full $2,000. But I truly believe Ethereum is going to be $10,000, right? So it's
Mhm.
another 80% in growth. You can 8x your account on $100, right? So there's so much different other coins. But yeah, you're absolutely right, Jamie Brown. There's different sectors for different things, for different coins that are designed for a specific amount or for a specific purpose.
Mhm. Man. Now, I'm just here. When I'm hearing this, I wish I could just go back in time and say, "Yo, Jamie, 12 years ago, take this money, put
Listen,
it in
we don't even
Bitcoin."
have to. We don't even have to go back too far back. We can go literally a year and a couple of weeks ago. A year and a couple of weeks ago, I was literally on a call with one of my boys, and we're
Mhm.
watching the market just go like this, just drop.
Yeah.
And Bitcoin hit like $3,500. And he's like, yo, sell everything. Sell your Mercedes, sell this, buy Bitcoin, guys. Buy Bitcoin, buy. And people are looking at him like he's crazy. And never
Mhm.
went back to that price, since a year ago. But, if
Yeah.
it went to zero, it would have went to zero already. But now we're looking at, instead of 3,500 or $5,000 Canadian, let's call it $5,000 Canadian, because I was trying to transfer money to put it into there as well, too. And,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of these exchanges at the time, they're getting so much fluctuation of money getting pumped in that transactions were slower, so it didn't allow it to go through. But if you knew this what you know now, 5 years or a year ago around this time, and you bought one coin, let's say 5K, you'll be up already. You know,
Yeah.
you can do the math, man. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, having one coin, you know, who knows in the future, you can buy maybe a Bitcoin with one Bitcoin or
Imagine-
2 Bitcoins. You know what I
imagine
mean?
buying,
You can buy a car with Bitcoin.
like buying these
So-
$1 million houses with like what, 10 Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Mm.
So,
Wow.
so just understand this is changing the game, and who knows how accessible it is going to be in the future as well too. But we're seeing the big companies already, the Teslas, right? You know, the big richest person in the world, Elon Musk. He always goes back and forth with Jeff Bezos, but you know, he bought $1.5 billion worth of cryptocurrency for Tesla, right? And you're seeing other corporations that are buying it. So this is the only point in time where people are able to get into things before the big banks get into it, before these big corporations get into it. They're already starting already. You're hearing MasterCard and Visa looking to adopt it. Once Apple gets involved into this, you know, this price is going to go up at a minimum of 75K US, right? So, you know, and establishing Apple Pay through their phones as well too, because again, this thing is going to change the world, whether you believe it or not, or whether you watch it happen or not, it's going to happen. So that's what I believe personally, my opinion. But yeah,
I like you said it's the new gold and silver, because
it is.
Bitcoin could be the gold, and then whatever second would
Ethereum.
be Ethereum would be silver. Yeah, I can see it like that.
Like you said, these other companies are starting to get into it little by little with like cryptocurrencies and stuff. There's one I'm actually surprised that I see what they're doing digitally is NBA with the NBA Top Shot, I think it is.
Yes, sir.
And people are selling like their footage, and they have their own little like coin stock going on. I think that's called the NFTs. Artists are doing like this coin, or like, I don't know what NFT is, but like I'm hearing artists make millions because they're doing these packages with these coins that like, hey, you get this coin, you get their album, you get front row seats when COVID ends, like all these different packages that come with these type of NFTs. I don't even know if I'm using the right terminology, but
I got you. Hold on.
What is an NFT? Let's go with that.
We got my boy looking it up right now. So NFTs stand for non-fungible tokens. Right. All it is an item that's digitally, that someone has the ownership of, that sells it to a specific person, and it's tracked by a specific serial number. So let's just say, because you're hearing about artists, right? You're hearing the Tory Lanez that did like a three song album that made over 600,000. I don't know how much he made. Don't quote me on the specific numbers, but made a crazy amount of number for 3 songs. You're hearing LeBron James moments of a 5-second clip go for 250,000. So all this is just, think of it as something in the physical, but it's something, okay, think of it as a memorabilia that is digital, that you own, nobody else can duplicate. And it's backed by the blockchain technology as well too. So that's all NFTs is. It's just another form of cryptocurrency, or another form in the cryptocurrency sector, in the cryptocurrency. And yeah, you're getting things like NBA Top Shot pick it up, NBA pick it up. NBA has been a revolutionary company that, you know, it was the first to go down with COVID, right? In terms of like stopping it, like it's always ahead of the game. And shout out to Adam Silver as well, to the commissioner. He knows exactly what he's doing, but they're always proactive and being very innovative. But you know, NBA Top Shot essentially is like a 5-second, you know, think of it like a player card. And we know people used to collect cards, an online player card that people are making money. And literally, the nerds are the people who are controlling the world. I'm gonna be honest with you, they're the richest people in the world, right? They literally, I guess that's what they call yourself, nerds. But they're the smartest people in this world, because they literally, you know, they're collecting these items and they're selling it back on this marketplace. So that's all NFTs are, is buying these memorabilias online and flipping it back onto the marketplace. That's kind of the use case for it. Some people want to collect it for long term. And yeah, I don't know if you guys remember Pokemon cards and all that type of stuff. Like they're having these physical, you know, or not physical, virtual Pokemon that you're able to buy, or these Batman action figures, and then you could put it into your virtual environment. So like, I'll turn my camera on. I don't know if you guys seen some VR technology where you're able to, you know, move your camera and you own these specific digital items that nobody else has, or probably a limited supply that they have. And again, supply and demand is what pushes price. So if they're making only 5, let's say Pikachu's, and you have one, I have one, you know, Zakia has one, and my boy here has one, right? That means there's one out there in the market. That person's probably going to sell it for 100,000 because there's only so much left.
Yeah.
So it's just another form to make money as an investor, and a fun way to get involved into the market. And I truly believe NFTs is going to allow cryptocurrency to be more accessible for the average person, because they're going to want to own things that are digital, right? It sounds weird, but you know, it's I want to call it a fad, but it's a trend that's picking up really, really fast.
Yeah.
Right. Yes, like that's one thing I've been looking for. It's gone to the point that, hey, I tried to register for NBA Top Shots, like wouldn't even allow me. Like there's a waiting list to get stuff. There's a waiting list to sign up. And in my head, the things I think about is like, if people are doing digital footage for like a layup package, I'm only can imagine how much it would be for Kawhi's game-winning shot against Philly.
When that drops, oh my gosh! I was just talking to my boy about that as well too. But unfortunately, it's in the beta phase. Or actually, unfortunately, it's in the beta phase, so it hasn't even been released to the full public yet. So once it reaches the full public, yes, you'll get involved, you get a credit account. But unfortunately, the price is gonna go up. So I was fortunate enough to create an account. It's all about access to information and the people who, you know, they say you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. But anyways, we got the access to that. We're able to create an account. Like, I kid you not, I bought a package for $14. Within 24 hours, every single moment that was in the package, I think I got about 5 to 6 packages out of the $14 that I spent. It may not sound like a lot, but it went up to like $300. That's quick. That was over 700% in less than 24 hours. My boy got a rare pack, spent $200. That $200 is $3K. Right? He could probably sell one of the moments in his packages for well over $20K, and you only spent $200. So this is why it's important to know, when it comes to investing, you know, how to get access to this information, because it really can turn you into somebody who's not doing much to somebody who can create a lot of income, or just have something that's very valuable that can resell it. Like, so to talk about another point real quick on NFTs, there's an artist called Beeple, right? He's a digital artist that makes things online. He sold an item of his collectibles for $69 million for something that was digital. Wow. So I want you to understand, like, the way how we're buying things now is now changing. But we need to, as a culture, start to shift our mindset on how we purchase things that are going to make us money in the future, right? So that's all it is. NFTs, you don't want to think of it as a memorabilia or something that you can have digitally. But, you know, it's still emerging. It's still very, very new. But you're hearing, for me, I follow the trends. You're hearing the billionaires talk about it. The Gary V's, I don't know if you know Gary V, marketer, crazy marketer. He's always ahead of the trends, right? You know, he talks about TikTok before it blew up. He talks about Instagram, YouTube, all that type of stuff. You got the Mark Cubans, right? Owner of Dallas Mavericks, right? Multi-billionaire. Talk about NFTs. So when I hear billionaires talk about this stuff, it's like, why isn't everybody on this, right? But it's lack of information and lack of know how to get involved into these things. So yeah, I'm glad you at least know about it. You're still ahead of the game. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm trying to be informed. I've been watching a couple of my boys. They were on it from time, and they were talking about it. But you know, when things just go in the group chat, you're just like, I don't pay no mind because I'm, you know, working, whatever. And then finally, I sit down and I start listening to these things. I'm like, oh wow, this is a real thing. And then you're hearing podcasts and different things talk about it. I'm like, okay, like, I think now that they're talking about it, maybe I'm too late. You know what I mean?
I find
you're not too late, man. I think that's the biggest misconception we all have, is thinking we're too late for a lot of different things. Right now, people still think I'm too late for Bitcoin. Again, once it's $1 million in the future, who knows? Your kids are gonna be like, yo, you didn't buy Bitcoin when it's 70K. You didn't buy it under 100,000. So it's like, things are perspective if you understand the value of it. Because last year, I'm not gonna lie, I only got involved into the cryptocurrency space heavy as of last year. But last year, my boy was saying, yo, Shaq, yo, get Bitcoin. Anything under 10K is a steal. I'm like, yo, what are you talking about, bro? This is 10K a coin. This is a lot of money. And he told me, yo, listen, expensive is subjective. If you see the value, you're gonna understand where it's gonna go. And then when Christmas Day hit, when it was 25K, Boxing Day hit 26K. Then the following day, 27 and 28. I'm like, I see exactly what he's talking about now. Expensive is subjective if you don't understand the value of it. So right now it's still new. NFTs still, it's popping right now. A lot of people are hearing it, but you're looking at the screen right now. That
Yeah.
item of a whole bunch of collectible, that's sold for $69 million.
69 million, yeah.
That are going to be selling online for a specific amount of price. So if you're able to get in for a cheaper price, let's say, I don't know, $100 may sound like a lot, but your $100 of this item that's only 5 items could be worth 100,000. Now your whole situation changes. Now you're gonna look at your job and be like, yo, I literally bought some online and made more than I made in 2 years. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's all about perspective, and this is what we talked about beginning the call, is like how you look at money, because money is just a vehicle, right? So it's just like you gotta find things that you can get involved in that you value. Gotta have a vision for what you want. You don't always have to know the how, but it won't happen. You know what I mean? So start to think a lot faster. Biggest advice for anybody on this call listening in.
Okay. Now I'm gonna, because stocks was a thing I've heard about here and there. I've heard about Bitcoin in the past, and I heard about NFT. Another thing I've heard about is foreign exchange. I don't know anything about that. I heard of exchange rates when it comes to like converting money, but foreign exchange, I don't know anything about it. So explain what Forex is or foreign exchange. I don't know what it means, but yeah, that.
So Forex share for foreign exchange, very simple. It's crazy. You say you don't know, but you're saying a bunch of what it is, right? It's, you have an exchange rate, right? And you're gonna see like 1.28 for a Canadian dollar to US dollar, or whatever the case may be. You may see that at a bank or at a airport or something like that, or even at a mall where you see one of these exchange stores. But understand that transaction goes further than those 3-4 digits. It's like it goes, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's a bunch of different numbers beside it. All it is an exchange of currency. Like, you participated whether you like it or not, right? If you have ever traveled before and changed your currency for another form of currency, you participate in the foreign exchange market. The only problem is you participate in the wrong side of it, meaning that you exchange your money, you probably lost because you paid a premium to exchange your money, and vice versa. When you sell it back, you're paying a premium as well too, right? Okay. So all we do when it comes to the foreign exchange market for people who actually trade in it, is, we do it digitally off of different applications. One of them is MetaTrader 4. It's a free app for anybody listening. You can download and practice on a demo account. But one of those apps you can leverage and get involved in the foreign exchange market. It's the biggest market in the world. So a lot of people, glamorize the stock market. I consider old money. It's been around for centuries, the stock market, owning companies and all that type of stuff. But the foreign exchange market, it's currencies. Every country has a currency, right? So it's like, it's the biggest market in the world. It's $6.6 to $7 trillion a day market. So more money pumps through this market than any other market in the world right now. And there's a big difference between $1 billion and $1 trillion, because the stock market is only a $200+ billion a day market. Foreign exchange market is $1 trillion a day. So, it may not sound much between a T and a B, but if I put it in perspective in terms of time, 1 billion seconds is about 31 years, right? 1 trillion seconds is about 31,000 years. So wow. Big difference between 31 to 31,000 in terms of time, right? So there's a big difference between 1 billion and 1 trillion. So the foreign exchange market, biggest market in the world, and whether you notice or not, you actually sign a disclosure that the banks actually trade your money in the financial market, like the foreign exchange market, and they make millions and millions of dollars off your $1,000 in your savings account, and they only give you 2% back and tell you to be happy with it. So understand you're participating in this market whether you know it or not. And again, you said that I don't know, but everything you said is exactly what it is. Foreign exchange market, Forex is for short, and that's all it is. It's changing currency for another form of currency. And the reason why you're hearing about it is because people are participating in it and making money on it. Because 20 years ago, the average person couldn't get involved in the foreign exchange market, right? They had to have $1 million or $100,000 worth of liquid cash in their account, and even then, they would have a broker or somebody trade on their behalf to make money in these markets, right? But as time evolved, they allowed retail traders, anybody to get involved into it. They just have to learn about it. But the problem is it's very, very liquid. And what's easy to do is also easy not to do. So a lot of people don't do it because they're scared of the risk and the volatility in the market. But what we do as traders, we capitalize off of the movement and the value of these prices in foreign exchange. Hopefully I gave you a good definition regarding it, but essentially just exchanging of currencies wherever you travel before, you're changing one currency for another form. That's really it.
Okay.
It's because it's like when Brexit is still not went through their thing, but still going through their thing. I know when the dollar took a bump, a lot of people were buying British pounds, and then when it stabilized, people just sold it back, and then they made a lot of money.
Exactly. That is foreign exchange right there. So some people do that right now, even in Canada, right? All of us on this call are from Canada, right? You know, if you know it or not, you can open up an account free at any bank and say, I want a US dollar account. Right. So some people, like right now when the US dollar is low, they buy a crap load of US dollars and keep it in their account. And then when US dollar picks it back up, they sell it back. So that's participating in foreign exchange market, but that's physically doing it in a bank account instead of actually trading it on the application within the days. So there's different types of traders, there's different types of people that do it. There's people that do it for positions, they hold it long term. There's people that scalp, they get in and out of the market. And there's people who maybe intraday, maybe a couple of hours a day, and they make, some people's salary, right? So that's what it is.
Okay. So there's like so much options now. I'm looking at the options. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, if I was to pick one, where would I start? Like, for someone that hears like stocks, this Forex, things like that. Like, I guess it just all comes down to the information you know and what you want to learn from it, right? I would assume. To pick which one you'd want to go to, like I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out like which.
What do you choose first? Yeah.
What would you choose first?
Again, I'll always go back to what I said initially before. Invest in things that you care about. So if it's I see Zakiel with a Maple Leafs hat. If it's Maple Leafs, a company that you're passionate about, or Adidas, the company you're passionate about, invest into that. If it's the new money, cryptocurrency, you want to get involved, there's an application that's free. It's called Shakes Pay. In Canada, it's great. There's also Cash App in the States or Coinbase. You can get involved and participate in that. It's whatever you personally are passionate about learning and are going to be investing into. So for me, I'm a diverse investor. I invest in almost everything. Anything that can make money, anything I see a value, I get involved to at least learn about it, put a small amount in it. But participate in everything that you're passionate about, anything that you want to learn more about, get involved into that. That's my best advice for the average person. Just get involved. Because if you don't get involved, it's just like analysis paralysis. You're just going to allow things to pass. You're going to hear about it. And then you're going to be like, I wish I should have, could have, would have. You know what I mean? And it's the worst to live life with regret of not getting involved. At least attempt to get involved into something. So if it's, I see my brother with some headphones. Like if it's Beats by Dre, buy a share of that. If it's, currencies, you're a person who likes to travel, like myself, I love to travel, right? I know COVID couldn't really travel too much. I had to do a little bit of a traveling pause, but we still were able to get to a couple of provinces here in Canada that I went to for the first time. But if you like traveling, maybe foreign exchange, learning about currencies. If you like technology, if you like the future of the stuff that we just talked about, NFTs, get involved into cryptocurrency. All right, so yeah, it's subjective. There's no cookie cutter answer. It's really up to the person and their appetite of what they want.
Yeah. What are the things I would say, like, this is more of a personal question, because I'm just going to wrap it up. Like, what are the things that keep you going? Like, when it comes to like, the ups and downs of this type of market and things like that, what are the things that like still motivate you? Is it like the team you have? Is it like the books you read? Is it just the mindset you have to develop? Like, what are the things?
Everything you said, brother. The people around me, we're as strong as the people around us. Some people don't have positive people around them, unfortunately. So they end up, getting to a certain place of depression and mental, all that type of stuff. So it's about the circle you keep. You're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with. My bigger vision is, I have a specific strong why reason, which is, my mom and helping fully retire her, buying her a house, just something that pushes you every single day. I have big goals, big visions of, owning buildings, with my corporation name on it, with my team name on it, helping create wealth. For me, I get pride in helping other people as well too. And I guess to overall sum it up is because I have a bigger purpose for my life. And I know for me, I'm trying to live forever. I'm trying to create a legacy. And how you create a legacy is impacting the lives of a lot of different people, right? So, you know, they say, you know, the average funeral has maybe, you know, 10 people or 20 people that show up. I want to make sure when I die, like, yo, people remember me forever because I've done so much things for other people and helped them create so much, you know, opportunities for them to grow as a person. Forget the money, grow as a person and become the best version of themselves. Because we only have a specific amount of time in this world, and there's two things that I guarantee, and it's crazy because we're in tax time right now: is death and taxes.
Taxes,
So
yeah.
right? So it's really what you do with your time and how you are positively creating an impact on this earth, right? So I always say, be phenomenal or be forgotten. I got that from my boy E.T. So sometimes I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I'm not always in the best of mood. I'll listen to, you know, different motivational speakers. And again, like what you said, everything that you touched upon is exactly what it is. I'll read a book, I'll learn from somebody who has the results that I want. And you know, I'll change my mindset really, really quickly. I'll go into my group chats of, you know, over 100 people who we helped, you know, not only here in Canada, but across the world. And I'll see positive affirmations, you know, in the morning. I'll see in my group chat, good morning. I'm so happy and grateful now that I have an opportunity to, you know, make money in the financial markets. I'm so happy and grateful now that, you know, I've impacted, you know, 3 different lives and helped 3 other families. So the people around me really, really helped me out as well too. And yeah, it's like, it's all about your surroundings and how bad you want to get to your goals and visions, that kind of keep me going. But overall, to answer your question, it's about the legacy, what we're able to do with our time. Because a lot of people, again, they're living, but they have no vision. They have no idea what they want. They're still figuring things out. Which, again, in this day and age, you have no excuse. There's time. We all have time to figure out specifically what we want to do in this world. So, yeah, to kind of wrap it up. Yeah, because I do have another call as well, too. So,
Oh yeah. Hey,
yeah.
I just want to say first things first, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
No
Thank
worries.
you for the information. Thank you for the wisdom and the gems. Let us know where they can find you. And like, I see the Money Club t-shirt, you know, what is that? I want to know certain things what's going on. So yo,
For sure. So the Money Club is, you know, I can't take all credit. It wasn't just me. It was me, my brother Sean, my boy Raheem, a few other individuals within the city. You know, created a movement to help people through our platform, where we're helping people make money online, helping people educate themselves more than anything, and help them develop as a person, as individuals. So that's what it is. It's just a group of entrepreneurs, group of like-minded people from different walks of life that are literally want more out of life. They want more. They want to make more money. They want to learn. They have an eagerness to be successful. So that's the Money Club. We teach people how to get involved in foreign exchange, cryptocurrency, e-commerce, drop shipping, binary options as well too. So that's the Money Club. To find me, you can find me at Shaq Hall _ on Instagram, Twitter. Those are my main sources of communication right now on social media. You know, TikTok is there, but you know, we still got some work to do. I got to get more creative on that end.
yeah, I don't know it
YouTube, you guys
myself.
can find me at. It's hard to find me in YouTube. The algorithms are still getting it up. I just launched it, but it's Shaq Hall. If you search it up, you're gonna see a lot of Shaquille O'Neal and Hall of Fame stuff. But if you type in Shaq Hall TMC, which stands for the Money Club, you should be able to find me. Subscribe on the YouTube as well too. I give a lot of the free gems. If you like this conversation that we just talked about money, I literally do it every single week. So I'm happy to be here, guys. You know, I love what you guys are doing. Continue growing. Definitely, you know, up your marketing as well too, because I feel like your guys' podcast is too much value not to be seen. So let's continue to grow what you guys got going on,
Definitely.
and continue to push the culture. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you, Zakia, for setting this up. Hit me up too, Zakia. Let's get you back plugged in and making some more money. I see you got into multiple streams. Let's connect. But I appreciate you guys. I had fun on this conversation.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being here, man. Thank you. Thank you so much.
No worries. Take care. Have a good night.
All right. Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Peace.
All right, peace. All right, guys. There you have it.
There you have it. Yeah.
Shaq Hall with the gems. Shaq Hall with the jewels. Money talk. Stocks and NFTs and Forex and all of them sitting there.
And crypto.
I'm sorry, I switched up my whole jargon. Like, but I just want to say thank you for Shaq Hall for joining us. Shout out the Money Club. Big up yourself.
Yes.
I have a lot of information I need to figure out and read on and understand. Like, you see, it sounds like I know a little bit, but I don't know or I'm just not confident. So I'll leave it to people like Shaq Hall and real financial people that are making it out there to speak on that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna be, yeah. Yeah. Hey,
Now, before we exit, do you want to do a quick Corona Weekly, like just a very quick one?
a quick Corona Weekly. I do
Oh
not
yeah,
know.
because all the restaurants have now been available to eat at.
Yeah,
Patio.
for patio.
A patio Nyamin. Well,
Patio Yemen.
I made a stop at
Uh-oh.
a restaurant yesterday.
Oh, are you about to get canceled?
I didn't no, don't cancel me yet. I went for takeout, right?
Yeah.
I went for some takeout and I noticed that like, yeah, like I thought I wasn't too sure how like they were gonna do that, but they did like a setup like every other table type thing, and everybody
Okay.
was outside, so they're catching a little breeze.
Mm.
Um, I thought people were just sitting there casually until I saw the beers on the table. And I'm
Oh,
like, oh, so you dining. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? I think it's good, but I do think I
you took
I
a
feel
breath.
like
You're like,
the thing about COVID is like, you know, someone that inspires me said maybe we should have just had a big lockdown. And somehow maybe if we had a big lockdown that was run by the National Guard and all that stuff, that maybe it would have end. This lockdown would
Yeah.
have end like everybody else's. Like I think China, everybody's freely. Certain places are
Everybody after
freely.
3 months.
Yeah,
Yeah.
or freely. Atlanta's freely, but they were gonna be freely regardless. But but we're still here trying to say, yo, there's a green zone, there's a red zone, there's
that's
a
what I'm
gray
saying.
zone.
Like
There's about
what?
to be a black zone, and on that chart, you're not gonna be able to read it.
Mm.
Oh wow.
And there's gonna be some racial nonsense to it. I
Wow.
guarantee you. Nonsense.
Yeah.
Nonsense. And there's
Yeah.
gonna be, why does it have to be a black anyway? But
Sorry. Give me
I don't
one
know about the
second.
dining life right now. It's not that deep for me. If I want to go near my food, I could go to my room. I could go to my house.
How's
I could eat in
anticlimactic?
the car. I don't need to, go to a restaurant and sit in a table. It's spring, but there's still a breeze outside. So you're gonna yam at night. Breeze catch your skin. While you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You guys are dining outside right now. Are you guys gonna go dine?
With
Go to a
what
restaurant?
money?
Aye. Okay.
What money? As much as I'm
Okay.
making these 7 in streams of income, I would like to keep my wealth, thank you. So I
Wow.
go do my groceries.
Oh, so there you go. Look at
Excuse
you.
me. I just want to keep my health. I want to be alive to spend whatever income I have to spend. But yeah, yeah. I'm not too sure about the dining. I feel like they said it's funny because it's like, yeah, we're gonna dine in, and then it's just like third wave.
The third wave.
Like it's just you're hearing them saying, okay, guys, the third wave is coming. Guys, the wave is just, you see those movies where you see the wave, like that tsunami wave coming, and it's like, guys, the
But I
wave.
mean, of course, this is all based on like this is very delayed information anyway. So that time that we were on complete lockdown, all the numbers had gone down, and then all of a sudden now we're opening up again, and then all the numbers are opening up again. Like,
I'm just waiting for this
Make
week.
up your mind.
I'm just waiting for the week
yeah.
where like one day this week it's like 2,700 and people just do a 2,700.
But I did have a conversation with a friend. They did say that this whole thing has kind of been. So I'm hearing two, and you know me and the conspiracies and those conversations.
Oh, alert,
Right?
alleged.
Right. So a lot of people have been saying that this whole fluctuation is an actual like study on the behavior and psychology of individuals during stressful times, right? So a lot of the COVID symptoms or symptomatic things, a lot of things are now being ruled out as no longer being like chicken pox or the flu or whatever. It's
Oh,
all
so it's
being
like a
umbrellaed
test.
exactly under COVID. So it's like, well, let's see how people are going to be respondent now to their immune system. And therefore, a lot of the things are now like psychosomatic. So people are more like, what's the word? Or how to define it? Where they're causing their own symptoms or they're
Right. I've
manifesting
heard
the
of that.
symptoms. Psychosomatics, yeah. And then the
Wow.
other part was that it's because of the fluctuation on top of it, it's a legal way for the government to have you hand over your rights.
Oh, she went there.
Yo,
So
why does it sound like a whole like I'm not gonna lie, this whole episode seems like some type of stock. Now there's like a COVID stock, like it goes up and down.
That's funny. You're
the
funny.
It's like a whole bunch
volatility.
of different stock, like, all these different nonsense. I'm not saying deaths are okay, it's just catching it, right?
Mhm.
And then if it's one of those things that what is it, the inflation
Inflation.
can be just like, so I feel like I don't know much about, I could say I had COVID. So I can say that,
I
hey, the
think I had a mild one too.
symptoms,
I'm not even gonna lie.
symptoms are real. I had them all. I had it. It was real. You know what I mean? Early stages, I had it before they knew what they were doing when they were pushing it in your nose. And they were just, as much as they were trying to test you, they didn't know what they were doing themselves because they just told that nurse that, hey, just stick it up their nose that day in the drive-through, try to kill mans, try to poke brain cells.
Their brain.
I can say the symptoms are real, so don't take it like, oh, people are just saying, like, COVID symptoms is not like horoscopes, okay?
And
That when
okay.
you read a horoscope and it's like, you're gonna have a pleasant, positive day. I'm like, oh, I am having a pleasant, positive day. I woke up and I had food. No, like this shit is real.
Wait, pause. What Z just said, you just said it with horoscopes. So you just gave us a second. No, sorry, you get a third example. Because if you read your horoscope,
Psychosomatics, yeah.
psychosomatic. So if you read your horoscope and say, like you just said, we're gonna have a good day today, right? Obviously, you're gonna have a good day today because you said it. But if your horoscope is something bad and you read it out loud, remember, life and death in the tongue. It's a proverb, it's a Bible verse.
Right? Yes, it is.
But if you speak it with your mouth, and your horoscope saying you're gonna have a bad day, you're gonna have this, it'll happen.
So
That's why they say the tongue is a weapon.
The tongue is a weapon. Yeah.
You're telling me, to all the nerd lords, the government is a kill grave?
Who said that? No one said that. Now, whoa, we'll roll it back.
If you guys know your
kill grave,
if you guys know your kill grave, where that come from, shout out Jessica Jones. But let's just say,
with Jessica Jones, kill grave.
But I am not going to be a part of this conversation because if we're talking too much, they just might cancel this, and people might not get the gems.
No one is going to cancel us.
No, don't worry, no one cancel.
We just talked about the tongue is a weapon. So if we're gonna have a good day, and everyone's gonna hear this,
the truth,
and we're gonna drop the gems everywhere.
But the thing is, the truth is just as much as a truthful tongue is a deadly weapon too. That's why some people get killed for the truth, right? So, hey, is this what we're doing here? You see what we're doing here? All this wisdom gems.
I mean.
You see what we're doing here? You see how auras just anyway.
It's interesting. Shaq said that too. Like it's like he said what we needed to hear in a weird way.
That we should be a lot bigger because we are going to be
a lot
much bigger. Because why? We do have gems. We have a lot of people in our corner, a lot of people in our contacts. We have such individual ways of thinking that are so that need to be magnified. We are blessing.
It's kind of weird how Shaq said, I'm gonna watch the replay. It's kind of weird he said that.
Well, keeping that in mind, we just have to put in the work. We gotta be accountable for it. But so to wrap this up, let's just, hey, you guys, it's on YouTube. You go back, read what you need, listen to what you listen to listen, study what you need for study. And take what you need to take from it. I would say to take everything and learn everything and understand everything. There was a Denzel quote that said something about if you're formed, you're misinformed, and something. I don't know how he said it, but I am not going to do it. Just be informed. But Nerdsy came in a bit late, so let's just do our little plugs. So
you too.
Nerdsy, what's up now? What's going on? What anything you need to plug tonight?
You know the usual. Hold on. Let me go
Oh.
get it in order for me to really
Wait, hold
plug
on,
it.
hold on, hold on. What's
Let
going
me
on here?
really.
I didn't see that couch before. When you get that couch? What's going on?
Huh?
He said, "Where'd you get the?"
Because you guys are viewing from my studio,
Oh,
and
Hey.
that's the reason why. So let me actually put on the actual stuff. Let me do some real marketing. You know, like actually
Okay.
put my camera together, and
It's funny how
actually
these
tell the
like.
people.
Okay, talk your
Yes.
thing, yeah.
No,
Talk
no,
your
no.
thing.
Funny how what?
No, it's just funny because it's like you ever see like hitmen.
Yes.
Like these photographers are like hitmen with guns, they're just talking. You hear like the metal
yeah,
chamber
the clink,
clinking,
yeah.
and they're putting on like their attachments to go like
But
shoot
but that's what you're
someone.
saying. We're the shooters.
Okay,
Yeah.
but hey, it is what it is.
But yes, but definitely letting everybody know to head over to zzz.studioto on Instagram
Hey.
and go and check out the website at zzz or triple z
Website up too.
studio.ca.
.ca.
Yes, and definitely make a booking. Going to be so definitely expect that there's going to be a special this Friday. Um, yeah. And my specialty are birthdays, portraits, fashion, walk in the park, everything, headshots, all that good stuff. And today I actually had a shoot with the infamous Miss Sugar. So some of you guys know Sugar. I am
Okay,
Sugar
okay,
on
okay,
Instagram. She is a
okay,
baddie of Toronto.
okay, okay.
Yeah, so we got a few shots in today, and let me see if I can show a little.
Oh, little sample.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it if she doesn't want it. She
It
probably doesn't want her
it's
stuff out.
just flowers. Don't worry. It's of her upcoming stuff, but she
I don't know if
definitely
she
looked
wants.
like
Hey, I don't want to get. Hey, you know,
it's not gonna
you
be
don't have to show
crazy.
no. You don't have to
Okay,
show no sneak peek before they say, "Oh, we leaked the content."
eye rolling. It's just gonna be of her face,
Because you leaked the content.
But hey,
right? Like,
as you may know, if you didn't notice, Nurse C
mm,
just dropped a gem that a discount's coming out Friday.
yes,
Only
I
you can know the
did.
discounts of Nerdzy's booking on the event podcast. So, if you're
Exactly.
listening to the event podcast, she might just put a promo code that you can only
Right.
get here. You just don't
Right.
know. It could be
Right.
at the end of the pod, it could be in the middle of the pod, it could be
Right.
during the pod. We could be talking about the topics like promo code da 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 da, and
Fact.
then
Look at
if you
Z.
get it,
Triple
you get
Z.
it. If you
Triple
don't,
Z
you don't.
Studio TO.com or sorry,
Yes.
.ca. Book your first
Yes.
appointment, 20%
.ca.
off. Look at this. You got your
Right.
Yo, who knows? If you listen to the pod more, you probably get 50% off. But I'm not gonna say that because I'm not paying nothing.
Right. And just to show the beautifulness, you guys can see.
That's the only sneak peek they're getting because they're not gonna see
Yes.
the videos. You don't see
That's it.
nothing.
That's the
All you're gonna see
NFT.
is
That's
color. That's the
right.
NFT. Throw some
That's
money
the
on that.
NFT right there.
Oh, jeez. Okay. All right. Now, Delpesh, what do you got going on? What's you doing right now?
I
The
mean
KD Kitchen.
KD Kitchen. I haven't done anything
Hey.
new in a minute because I keep saying I'm upsold on something. You know what? This is how I'm gonna post. When it's ready, it's ready. That's all I'm gonna say. You
All
guys know
right,
you're
yeah.
following.
But you know what? That's what it is, dog. Because when you're cooking food, it's ready when it's ready. You don't rush people when they're cooking their food, eh?
That's what
Especially creepy. Dare you ask your parents when food done. Now, I said when it done. Who y'all talked? That's the most disrespectful. Hurry up. You ever tell a Korean parent? Tell me shots to hurry up. See if they don't sauce up raw chicken on your plate, bro. But anyway.
Yo, this guy said
But
hurry up.
but you never tell a Caribbean, no one to if they're especially cooking soul food to hurry up.
Oh my
You
goodness.
better anyway. And for me, follow me at J Hunterville, the Blizzard Boy podcast, calls podcast out. Follow me on Twitch. I am still playing The Walking Dead. I am
Hey.
playing Little Nightmares, and I might play
I'm
another
on Little
game soon.
Nightmares.
I might
Listen,
play Detroit Beyond Evil, Beyond Human. that Jesse Williams game. I might start that next.
Mm.
But Little Nightmares, I'm playing it. It's pissing me off. It's annoying. I
That one
like
is
it,
so
but it's
scary.
hard. It is, but
Yeah.
like I seen a bad guy. And I don't know who thinks of it. Like, you know how Attack on Titan has like the most simplest things to be scary?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a scary man with a man that was walking, and the scary part, his elbows were walking on the ground, like his elbows were dragging
Oh.
off the ground, Bridget.
Oh,
He
that
had
makes
feet
sense.
walking, and his elbows are dragging. So that means his hand is dragging too, dog. Anyway,
That's
that
weird.
was
Like,
the most creepiest thing I've ever seen in the game so far.
you turn the game off. You saw that. You're just like, nah, I'm done. Stream's over.
Tell you the truth, I try to be bold and brave when I'm streaming because I don't like. I try to not scream on the stream because people love that stuff. But like when I'm like, I won't play Little Nightmares if I'm not in the stream with someone. Let's just say that if there's no one in the stream and I don't see no viewers, I'm not playing that. But if there's viewers in the stream, I feel low key safe. It's like watching a horror movie with the lights on.
I said scream. This guy said scream though.
Like,
Funny.
you know what I mean? But
Nice.
yeah, I just want to say thank you guys for whoever's been here on the stream. Thank you guys for watching.
Mhm.
Thank you guys for listening on the pod. And be safe. Wear your
Be safe,
mask.
yeah. Wear your mask.
Follow the rules of the law. Follow the law of the land. Okay, I don't care what you guys feel about COVID and what we talked about, the Kilgrave concept. Just listen so we can actually have a blessed summer. Like, I want to
Yeah.
go to Wonderland this year, and I don't want to
and
take
not
the
have to wait so
vaccine.
much long. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to take the vaccine, even though that might have to be the case. But come on, guys. Let's just, the less we go out. I'm speaking this for myself, but I don't really go out. Like, I haven't been, which is great. But yeah, less we go out, the greater chance that we can have a great summer. So, like, yeah, you know, I know everybody's going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because everybody's indoors, but just a little while, I hope. But other than that, you guys be safe. This is the vent, and we out. Peace.